feels almost like there's a wall between the two of you. Or like a veil between the two of you. That's more accurate of a way of describing it. Because not a wall as in you're blocked or anything like that. Although if you are blocked energy, keep looking within if you feel like there's a block between you. And I'm not talking about a block as in no communication, you're blocked on social media. I'm talking about energetic block. And you'll know by how you're feeling. If the energy is flowing between you two, even if there's no communication, you're not energetically blocked. There's just more that's going on beneath the surface within your journey for your union. So, no communication does not mean that you are blocked energetically. No communication does not mean that you're not in union. Remember that union begins within first. Stop looking at the external as a barometer, as a deciding factor of whether or not you're in union or whether or not this is coming together. Stop looking at the external. You can't look at the external anymore. You have to feel within yourself. If the energy is flowing, if love is flowing between you guys, if there's no more resistance, if there's no more resentment, if there's no more pain, if there's forgiveness and love and interactions like that, sometimes you might feel pops of like emotion and resentment and stuff like that, anger or whatever. That's residual stuff. Work through it. It'll alchemize really easily. But I'm talking about overall. If overall your energy towards your counterpart and you're feeling it received from your counterpart is peace and joy and love, then that is union energy that is working in the higher realms, in the 5D. And it will display itself in the external. But don't look at the external as a deciding factor, right? As a determining factor. It doesn't work from the outside in, it's always from the inside out. So, that being said, there might be a veil between you guys. You might not know what is going on with your counterpart, except for whatever it is that you're intuiting. You might even feel like you're in a void with your counterpart. And you have no idea what you're intuiting. Allow yourself to surrender that. You don't need to know. You need to focus on your life, your transformation, your beauty, the beauty of your life, the joy of your life. Keep focused on that. Keep creating your life. Keep creating. This Three of Swords with like thunderclouds behind them, it's almost like you might be getting yourself so caught up in your masculine's journey that it's pulling you from yourself, which is a message that's been coming through this whole reading. And I feel like it's because it's so important. There is so much distortion right now, right? So your job is to really keep clearing your energy. Keep clearing your energy. Keep tuning into yourself. I've shared this with a number of clients. I shared this in the forecast. Pull back from readings. Pull back from social media. Pull back and keep connecting with yourself. That's what your job is right now, because the noise can feel so chaotic, where it feels like it's coming at us from both sides, right? Keep connecting with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Do some self-care routines. Nurture yourself. Ground your energy. Go for hikes. Go for walks. Spend some time in nature. Especially spending some time with water. That's been really a recurring energy. Spend some time in water, whether it's an Epsom salt bath where you're actually nurturing yourself. And I can hear some of you saying, but I don't have time, or this is taking my attention, or this is my energy. Make that time. That's what's really important for you, Divine Feminines, is for you to really honor yourself. Honor your time, respect yourself enough. Stop abandoning yourself. Stop neglecting yourself. And we all have responsibilities, or we're responsible for people, responsible for things, right? But you're also responsible for yourself, and you cannot neglect yourself anymore. That's what we're talking about, is you can't save somebody to the detriment of yourself. That's only going to drain your energy. You are more useful when you are able to be in that overflow, when you're able to give, because that is you're not feeling drained by giving, right? You have to love yourself enough. I always say this. Something that I learned is, as much as I love the people in my life, and I love the people in my life so fiercely, including my masculine, but I had to learn to love myself just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And as somebody who always sacrificed herself and always took on the responsibility of other people, that was so hard for me to choose myself. But by doing that, by loving myself just a little bit more, it gives me the fuel, the energy to love the people that I love even more, to take care of people and support people even more, because I'm not neglecting myself or abandoning myself anymore. It feels like there's this perpetual heartbreak here. There's perpetual kind of shadow or perpetual storm cloud here that's connected to the masculine that you might be focused on. Your job is to keep looking at the beauty that exists right here, right now, that exists within you. That's why it's been coming forward in every reading. Be proud of yourself. Honor yourself and how far you have come. Acknowledge yourself. Take that time for yourself. It doesn't have to be long. It could be, 30 minutes at the end of the day where you curl up in bed with a book that you want to read or a movie that you want to watch. Or if you're going out and socializing, maybe you expressing yourself and speaking up and saying, hey, you know what? I really am in the mood for this kind of food. I'd really like to try this restaurant, rather than letting other people decide for you. Speaking up, expressing yourself, honoring yourself, really choosing yourself. And if there is resistance, if there is pushback, then you get to decide what those boundaries are. You get to decide then where it is that you want to go with maybe those relationships or those friendships or those situations. But you have to begin to choose yourself and start loving yourself, to start honoring yourself. That's part of you healing your inner masculine energy. Tell me more about the Divine Feminine. Yeah, the Empress just came out. That's the balance of the Empress and the Emperor, of the feminine and the masculine. Loving yourself and honoring yourself and holding that space for yourself. Everything we talk about for the masculine also applies for you, Divine Feminine, because you have both energies within you. You have both the masculine and the feminine energies within you. And before our ascension, we might have swung one way or the other. Out of distortion. We might have gone too much into our masculine and hyper independence and I don't need anybody, or too much into hyper feminine where you were codependent and didn't allow anybody or didn't allow yourself to stand up for yourself or speak up for yourself. But now your journey is about coming into that union, coming into that balance. And so it's your inner masculine that might be healing at this time, but you don't put the focus on your external masculine. Your twin is part of you. It's another you in another body, not you personality-wise. Your masculine might be very different personality-wise. It's that opposite union of opposites, so to speak, right? Your twin is not going to be exactly like you personality-wise, but they share the same energy, the same frequency, the same soul. And as such, they'll share the same values, and they will have that unconditional love for you. But they are showing you where to have that unconditional love for yourself. It's about that unconditional love for yourself. You yourself need to become the masculine. Now, let me rephrase that. You yourself need to honor the masculine within you. Even as a Divine Feminine, especially as a Divine Feminine. To feel into the embodiment of the Divine Feminine energy is about anchoring in the masculine energy within you so that you feel safe to become the Divine Feminine.